It was a night that seemed endless. The wind cut like blades, dragging dry leaves across the deserted park floor, while the shadows stretched in absolute silence. Passers-by wouldn't notice, but among the twisted branches and empty benches, a small heart still beat. Bibi was there. A little dog so small, she almost disappeared into the darkness, wrapped inside an old shirt, abandoned as if she were just another piece of trash. Her fragile skin, covered in wounds and scales, shivered with cold. Her thin body, reduced to protruding bones, betrayed the hunger of many days. And her eyes, red, swollen, almost closed, reflected not only pain, but also the deepest loneliness a living being can feel. It was a devastating sight. A life so fleeting it seemed about to fade away, ignored by those who hurried past, as if she were invisible. But that night, fate decided to intervene. Someone, walking through the park, noticed that small figure in the darkness. They approached slowly, and what they saw was heartbreaking. Bibi lay motionless, breathing heavily, huddled against the torn cloth that served as her shelter. There was not just a tired body there, but an entire soul silently pleading for help. Without hesitation, this person gathered her into their arms. The human touch, which until then had meant only threat or indifference, was, for the first time, a promise of care. Bibi had no strength to resist. She let herself be carried away, as if surrendering her life into the hands of a last hope. At home, the first scene was urgent. A pot of fresh water, a makeshift plate of hot food. Bibi, in disbelief, threw herself onto the food. She devoured it like someone fighting death, as if each bite were the difference between existence and disappearance. And then, finally sated, she curled up on a makeshift bed and fell fast asleep. The sleep was heavy, deep, like that of someone who, for the first time in a long time, has found some peace. But the battle was just beginning. The next morning, the inevitable arrived, a visit to the vet. The veterinarian, accustomed to dealing with difficult cases, couldn't hide his expression of shock when he saw the little dog's condition. Severely malnourished, her skin covered in mange, her eyes infected, her body exhausted. The diagnosis was harsh, and the prognosis grim. Bibi might not have the strength to survive. It was like hearing a sentence. But what the vet didn't know was that, behind that weakened body, there was a warrior. Bibi, even in her weakness, carried within her a flame of resilience. She didn't give up. Between medications, special baths, and long days of treatment, she showed at every moment that she still wanted to live. Her body responded slowly, but it did. The wounds began to heal. Her hair, previously sparse and brittle, began to grow back, covering the marks of pain. And with her physical recovery came an emotional transformation. Little by little, Bibi stopped seeing the world as merely a threat. She learned to trust, first with shy glances, then with affectionate gestures. She discovered that human hands could be gentle, that voices could convey calm. She began to curl up in the lap of her caregiver, wagging her tail in gratitude. Every simple gesture, like lying down next to someone or asking for a cuddle, was a testament to her new life. Time passed, and that little dog, almost invisible in the darkness of the park, transformed before everyone's eyes. Her body gained weight, her fur gleamed again, and her eyes once again carried light. Bibi was no longer just a survivor. She was living proof that love has the power to rebuild even the most broken stories. And, as a reward for her struggle, fate had something even greater in store for her: a family, a home full of affection, where every gesture reminded her that she would never know abandonment again. Today, Bibi runs through the backyards, plays as if each day were a gift, and snuggles into the arms of those who love her, as if silently saying, "I survived. I won." She will never forget the cold night she was left to her own devices. But that memory is no longer a wound. It's a reminder of her strength and the kindness that finally crossed her path. Bibi was given a second chance, and she transformed it into life, joy, and hope. Her story isn't just one of rescue. It's a lesson. It's proof that even when all seems lost, all it takes is an outstretched hand, a gesture of compassion, to change someone's destiny. Bibi teaches us that darkness never wins when there's enough love to illuminate it.